Hi, my name is Melina Kelson. I'm an instructor at Kendall College, a certified master baker, and a board member of the Bread Bakers Guild of America. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a 100% whole wheat pan loaf using honey to increase the sweetness that's inherent in the bran and tease out some of the additional flavor that's in the grain. Now I'm going to mix a whole wheat honey pan loaf. As consumers are demanding more and more natural products and whole grain products, this is a really nice dough to add into your repertoire. The honey beautifully balances some of the natural bitterness you get from the bran. So I'm beginning with making a pre-ferment here. This is just a pot fermente. It'll make a medium stiff dough. I have yeast, salt, whole wheat flour, and water. My water is temperature controlled, so this comes off at 75 degrees. I'm going to mix this dough for about 3 to 4 minutes on first speed until all of the ingredients are well distributed. I'm not very interested in having good development on this dough, as this is only a pre-ferment. It'll take on a lot of strength just through fermentation. I now have good distribution of my ingredients. I can take this dough out of the bowl, and I'll let it ferment covered at room temperature for 12 to 16 hours. My pre-ferment is nice and ripe now. It's roughly doubled in size. It's been sitting for 12 to 16 hours at room temperature. I have my temperature controlled water, and I calculated my water temperature by taking my desired dough temperature and then subtracting the variables. Those variables are air temperature, friction factor of the machine that I'm using, flour temperature, as well as the temperature of my pre-ferment. I begin with 90% of the water. Some canola oil. I'm using clover honey here. I'm using all whole wheat flour in this formula. And I'm adding now my yeast and my salt. I'll adjust the hydration on this dough before I go ahead and I add the pot fermente to it. Once I have good distribution of my ingredients, I'll go ahead and I'll add my pot fermente. I just want to check the hydration of my dough. I should have a medium firm dough. I like to add my pot fermente in pieces so that it distributes a little bit better. I'm continuing to mix this in first speed until that pot fermente is completely distributed throughout the dough. Then I'll go ahead and I'll develop this dough in second speed. Honey's natural acidity will extend shelf life and help retain moisture in the product. This bread will be nice and finely textured. It's great sandwich bread. The really nice thing about it is because I've introduced honey into it, it naturally will extend the shelf life and soften the end product. So it makes fantastic, fantastic sandwich bread. My pot fermente is well distributed now. It's been mixing about 4 minutes in first speed. I'm going to go ahead and develop this dough in second speed now. My dough's been mixing about 4 minutes. I'm going to check it for development and temperature. So it's got quite a lot of strength. I can feel that just by tugging on the dough. Or I could do a window pane test with it where I gently take a piece of dough and draw it out uniformly in all directions. I want to be able to pull out a fine membrane, but I should see some gnarls of gluten left in here. So this is an improved mix. And I want to take the temperature of the dough. I'm shooting for 75 degrees, and I'm right there. I'm going to take this dough and I'm going to let it ferment for 2 hours. I'll give it one fold in between.